What is up? And welcome. Hold on. Let me make sure we live on this thing, live and enjoy. Hold on a second, people. All right, we in here, baby. We in here. All right. Welcome to another Ricky Reset. And I am your host, Andrea Fitzgerald. I'm an author, a speaker, and also a person, an educator, but also I'm a person who's really is committed to helping new teachers stay in the game, because oftentimes new teachers quit too soon because they're not getting the support they need. So that's what I hope to do, because a great teacher can change the game and trajectory of someone's life. So you may be saying to yourself, what the heck is a rookie reset? Well, I'm so glad you asked. A rookie reset, folks, it would be an evening just like this, except I would be stressed the hell out because I could not manage my classroom. And quite frankly, I could not figure out this whole teaching thing. So what we do here on the Rookie Reset is hopefully provide you with practical tools, tips, and strategies to help you reset your class and stay in the game. So thank you all so much for tuning in. And first of all, let me say happy Teacher Appreciation Week to all my educators out here, especially my new teachers. Listen, teaching is a selfless job. So, and really a selfless mission, I say, because, it's a job, but really it's a mission. But I just want to say thank you to each one of you for the work that you do. So in that vein, since we are talking about appreciation, we're going to talk about appreciating ourselves. We are going to talk about self-care 101. Self-care 101, y'all. So I think this is really, really important, because we know that as teachers, we have selected a career where we give of ourselves every single day. And so oftentimes it can be challenging for us to prioritize ourselves. So I want to talk a little bit about that today. Self-care 101, and give you 5 tips to help you do a little better self-care. All right. So I want to start off as I think about this idea. I was reflecting on a few years ago. Guys, I was in a depression, and I really didn't know it. I was having a hard time getting out of bed every day. I was going to the refrigerator. I gained like 20 pounds. I was tired. I didn't have any energy. And during that time, I had just started my business. So before that, it was a drastic. Before that, I was like excited. I wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, but I no longer had the energy to do those things. And so but the thing about it was, even though I was having such a hard time, I kept trying to push myself harder. I was like, oh my gosh, I should be able to do this. Why is it so challenging? But that wasn't the case. And so obviously, if someone's experiencing those symptoms, it wasn't like rocket science. Like, girl, you in a whole depression out here, like what's going on? But what really got me was end of the year, I get a bad review. And I'm okay with that, because y'all, I'm gonna be honest, I was not my best. I just was not. But what it showed me was really what I did not have the guts to ask for what I needed. Because I was not in a good place mentally. I wasn't there. We in a whole pandemic, and you can't get out of bed every day. So but I was actually not prioritizing myself, because I would go to bed midnight, wake up at 5, and I was not taking the best care of myself when I reflected back on that time in my life. And so today I want to talk to you about 5 ways to help you practice better self-care, because we know, as teachers, we have chosen a career where we inspire, motivate, and change and transform the minds of young people. And that takes a lot of work. I was working with some students this spring, and I was like, man, I said, I forgot how much energy it takes to teach. You just not going up there doing little math problems. Like, you up there, you motivating, you managing stuff. It's a whole lot to be a teacher. And so what we also have to do, in conjunction of taking care of the kids and doing the stuff in the building, we also got to take care of ourselves. And so again, I want to share 5 ways to do that. So got me a couple notes in, so you might see me looking away, but just that's we're checking out the notes. So let's talk about what exactly is self-care. Okay, the actual definition is the practice of taking an active role in protecting one's own well-being and happiness, in particular during periods of stress. And let's just call a thing. You know, we're just coming out of the pandemic, right? It's been real out here in these teaching streets. Like, drop it in the chat if you know it's been real out here in these teaching streets. So finding the time to take care of ourselves, it can be a challenge, but it's absolutely possible and we can do it. So let's talk about the 5 things to do that. So the first one is you are your most valuable asset. I call it MVA. You know, they got MVPs. That's you the MVA. Well, what exactly is that? So 2 things I want you to think about here when we talk about you being your most valuable asset. Number 1, priority and showing up differently. So let's start with the priority piece of this. So when I was younger, I wanted to play Division I basketball. And when I got to my senior year, I had a couple of offers. I had one from 2 Division II schools and 1 Division I school. And my mom, she really wanted me to go to this Division II school because it was a solid engineering. I would have had a good job. Like, that was her priority for me. She wanted me to make sure that I was set up and I was in a good place after college. But my priority was I want to play Division I basketball. And initially I had chosen the other school, the with the good engineering school, because I was like, I wanna, appease my mom. I want to do that. But when I sat with myself, I said, no, that ain't it. That ain't really what I want to do. And so eventually I did end up going to school I wanted to go to, but I had to focus on my priorities. And so the same is true for you. Our schools, our companies, they have priorities, right? But if we have to also make ourselves a priority too. You have things that you need to do to take care of yourself. And you want to prioritize those. Prioritize those for yourself. So when I think about the fact that I was not bold enough to say, yes, I know you have priorities. Yes, I know you have these things you need to get done, but listen, I can't get out of bed in the morning. I'm having a hard time here. And so we have to prioritize ourselves, because the other part of that, when we say showing up differently, when we do show up differently. I want you to think about, when you don't get proper sleep, or when you don't get the things that you need for yourself. Like, I know when I don't get sleep, like, I'm like Oscar the Grouch out here, baby. Like, please get out of my face because I ain't got my sleep. So don't talk to me. So, thinking about what are those things that you need, so that you don't show up the same, right? My therapist, one of the things that she used to often tell me is that she talks about rumble strips, because when there's certain things that you need to help you feel fulfilled, and so when those things are not happening, you probably are not your best, which means, you're probably not going to be the best for your students or the people in your building or your family or whomever. So it is imperative that, number 1, you prioritize yourself and know that you are your most valuable asset, because when you don't, you will show up differently. Like, I know I was a whole terror out here for a whole year, just a whole terror, because I was not taking the best care of myself. So just keep that in mind. Know that you are your most valuable asset. All right, let's keep it moving. And so the second question I want to ask to you, second thing to consider, is knowing what your needs are and what fills your cup up. I think that's so important for us to know, like, what are the things that help you feel fulfilled? Like, I recently I'm trying to figure out my morning routine. And so what I decided was, at first I was like, my mind is very sharp in the morning. I'm just going to get up and I'm going to start working. Well, I was doing that, and I noticed that I was feeling a little like off. Like, I was not in the best mood. I don't know what's going on. Like, I just didn't feel very grounded. And so what I recognized, the thing that I need in the morning is I need just silence, 5 to 10 minutes, just meditation, and then journal to connect to myself. That helps me feel fulfilled. So I know that is absolutely a requirement. If I don't get to read a book, if I don't get to do some of the other things that I want to do in my routine, I know that those two things are essential. So I think it's really important for you to know what those things are. They may not be the same as I have, but just think about what are those things that are absolutely essential for you to feel fulfilled. All right, the next thing you want to do after you're like, okay, I need my, I know I need my sleep. I know I need this, I need that. You want to get real about where you are. You got to get honest. Call a thing, So going back to this idea of rumble strips, you ever drive, which I'm sure most of us do, you're driving and those little things on the side of the road. What are they there for? They're rumble strips because they're there to let you know, like, oh, wait a minute, you're getting off track. Let me get you back on. Let me get you back on. And so we kind of have those things too, right? We have things to let us know that we are not on track or on track with our self-care. So I know a rumble strip for me is when I'm short patient. When I'm very short patient, there's something out there. May be that I hadn't got enough rest, I haven't drank enough water. But I notice that if there's something that I'm stressed out about and I'm not processing those feelings, I eat. So it's being aware of what are those things that let you know that you're off track or you're on track towards getting a good self-care. So here's some questions to think about in terms of self-care. Number one, how am I doing really? Like, how are you doing in terms of your self-care? You said you need to get to sleep. Are you getting 8 hours of sleep or whatever the amount you need? Are you going for walks? Are you doing the things to take care of your body, to take care of your mind, spirit, emotionally, relationally? And then as you think about those, what am I doing well? And where and what do I need to prioritize more of? And as I said with the last one, when do I know if I'm on track? Know if I'm off track. So this is really important for us to know, so that we can make adjustments. All right. So get real about where you are. The other thing I want to add to that is the next thing is ask for help if you need it. So I often tell this story. Many years ago, there was this microwave on top. I don't know if you ever seen the microwave on top of the stove. Me and my fiance, we were taking it down together. And I think she had to go to work or something like that. And so she told me before she left, she said, don't do this by yourself. Y'all, I thought I was freaking Hulk Hogan or something out here. Well, y'all, I tried to do it by myself. And it was a whole disaster. I mean, blood. I ended up busting my knee, broke the stove. It's blood all over the place. My little khakis was destroyed. And you know what? I ran next door to my neighbor and I was like, yo, Miss Nancy, I need you to help me. I need to get this microwave down. Y'all wanna know how long it took me? Maybe 2 minutes. But I had been doing this, trying to get the stove down or get the microwave down for a whole hour and a half up there trying to do it all by myself. And it caused a lot of heartache, all because I would not ask for help. And as teachers, we don't want to ask for help. Like, we are supposed to be the expert. We're supposed to know, so we don't ask. I remember when I first became a new teacher, they gave me the key. I went in there and I was struggle bus city. Yet I was afraid to ask. And I did that. I don't know for how long. I don't know how long I was just struggling. But because I was afraid to ask for help because of the story or the narrative I made it mean about myself. Oh, well, if I don't know, then that means that I'm not a good teacher or this, that, and other. But listen, you get there a lot quicker when you ask for help. You get there a lot quicker. It took me an hour and a half. I busted my knee on the struggle bus. 2 minutes. And so the thing I want you to consider is you get there a lot quicker when you ask for help. So whatever help you need, I tell people all the time, Lord, I'm crazy as hell. I keep a good therapist on my executive team. Shout out to you, Tony Lewis. Listen, I keep a good therapist on my team because baby, I'm a whole mess out here. But get the help you need. If you need somebody to talk to, I think that too often we make it as something is wrong if you need to get help. Oh, you figured it out on your own. Great. No, actually, collaboration is the key because just having someone to help you process and talk through things. And like when I think about that time that I couldn't get out of bed and all that stuff, Lord knows where would I be without my therapist. I mean, obviously I had to do the work, but just having someone to provide me with tools and resources to where I could get there a lot quicker, because doing it by myself, it wasn't working out too well. So get the help you need, folks. If you need help, ask for it. You need someone to talk to, whatever it is. If you need somebody to mentor you, coach you, whatever, get the help that you need. And then the last thing I'll say is prioritize and schedule the time to make it happen. So this is great for us to talk about. Fantastic. But hey, let's make it happen. Get your calendar. And just maybe if it's just one thing, you're not going to change this overnight. If you have a habit of not taking care of yourself, like this is not going to change tomorrow, but you can just start with one thing, right? Just one thing, add it to your calendar, be like, you know what, I'm going to go to bed at 10:30, whatever that is, but something to prioritize and take care of you. All right. So just to recap our key points here, the Fab Five to self-care. Number one, you are your most valuable asset. You are the MVA, aka the MVP, most valuable asset. Number two, knowing what fills up your cup. 3, getting honest and real about where you are. 4, ask for help. You get there a lot quicker. And then lastly, prioritize the time, and prioritize it and schedule it. And so I will close out with this, y'all. So many years ago, I want to share a picture of my grandma, y'all. Hold on, let me see if I can get this thing to pull up right fast. All right, let's see if I can get this little picture to pull up right quick. All right, I think I don't know if y'all can see. Y'all know if y'all can see that or not. Okay, so that's my grandma, y'all. Her name was Henrietta Fitzgerald. That's my grandma. I just want y'all to see her right quick. But yeah, so she and I, when I was little, we used to drink coffee together. And I remember she would drink the little cup. I think I got me a little teacup up here. She'd drink off the little cup. And I say, Grandma, why you shaking like this? She say, oh, I got nerves, right? And so she would pour the little coffee. She poured the coffee in the cup, and then she have it on the little salsa, and we just sit up there and we drink our coffee together. And she wouldn't tell me the truth. She told me if I drank coffee, I would shrink. I don't know if that's true or not. But we love to do that. And so this analogy I remember by Lisa Nichols, when we think about that coffee cup, y'all know the coffee cup. Shout out to my boo, got me this coffee cup. But when we are taking care of ourselves, we getting the proper rest. We exercise and taking care of our body. We taking time to do the things we enjoy. We going to the spa. We doing all the things that help us feel. We setting great boundaries, all those things. Those fill our cup up. And what we want to do, we don't want to give from what's in the cup. We want to give from what's off the saucer. Because the thing about it is, often what we tell ourselves, oh, I got to do this because, man, work is not going to be able to do this, or they're not going to be able to, this person can't handle it if I don't get it done. Y'all, we want to give from the overflow, the extra stuff on the outside, because when we are fulfilled, when our cup is full, when the cup is full, then we have excess to share. But oftentimes, like I said, we're giving away from what's in the cup. You want to make sure you're straight first. Make sure you have everything you need to fulfilled so that you can be the best teacher, the best daughter, the best mother, the best dad, the best son, the best person that you are, so that you can better support the people around you. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Get out there this week and do those self-care push-ups. Take care of you, boo, because you're so special. Take care of you. And if you're like, you know what, Fitz, I need to hear more tips like this. I need to hear more tips this. Then go to www.mentalfitness.com/rookies and grab your copy of the Rookies Playbook. Grab your copy of the Rookies Playbook. We have practical tips like this all through and through that thing. Or if you like, you know what, Fitz, my classroom is off the chain. I need to start getting ready for next year. I need to make sure that I do not have a year like this. Go to bit.ly/reset your class to get you some practical things that you could, practical tools, tips, and strategies that you could have did yesterday to make your job a little bit easier, because that's what it's all about here. I hope that in this conversation that you walk away feeling more confident and more empowered to do the work that you need to do as a new teacher, because yes, it's that hard. And you know what, y'all, I believe in you. So this week, be bold, be brave, and most importantly, friends, be you. And I'm out.